Okay, so today we will be working on DHCP relay agent. Okay, so before we go on the practical part, we should have some little bit theoretical part here. See, what is DHCP relay agent? DHCP relay agent says that maybe you have multiple branch. Maybe like this is your branch, one branch with connected with this router. Maybe this is your another branch. Maybe you have another branch here. Like come here. Maybe your company have multiple branches. This is your one branch, this is your one branch router, or maybe server, you can say one branch, and these all branches are connected together via ISP, because they are in a remote location like Douala branch, Yaoundé branch, like Bafusam branch, like this. And here you have, this is your ISP. Okay, here you have, this is your Douala branch, this is your Yaoundé branch, and this is your Bafusam branch. So when you have multiple branches in your organization, right, maybe your company is saying no, let's have only one DHCP server in our organization. Okay, I don't want multiple DHCP servers, right, in all organization. Like, see, normally what every companies do, they have one branch. So for this branch they have their own DHCP server, and they have their own client here, like this is a switch, and then they have their own computers, they have their own clients, so they have their own DHCP servers like this. Even here also, here also they have their own clients. Okay, if you will check also, here also they will have their own clients. Okay, so your company is saying that no, if I have multiple branch, of course they will have their own servers. So I don't want that each and every company should use DHCP server, separate DHCP server, because company wants to reduce the cost of the operation. So company saying no, if I have many branch, I have to configure only one DHCP server, and this DHCP server will give IP address to the branch computers. So that is known as DHCP relay agent. Normal DHCP, what we work here means every branch have their own DHCP server. So this is normal DHCP server. And if you know that here every branch have a different subnet. Every branch had different subnet. Maybe here I am using 192.168.10.0 slash 24. Okay, maybe here I'm using maybe like 20 slash 24. Here I'm using maybe 30 slash 24, like this. Okay, so what important part is here, that now your company doesn't want separate DHCP server. So you said no, if these are my branch and they are connected with me with the help of ISP, no problem. The client will send the request to this server, and this server will forward the IP request to the main server, and main server will give the IP to this server, and this server will provide to the client. Here you don't need separate DHCP server configured in your branch location. Okay, so what is saying, that a relay agent, who will be the relay agent? The one who is forwarding, like this will be the relay agent, this will be the agent. As so this agent, even this will be also agent. Okay, so these are the agents, they will forward the request to the main DHCP server, and main DHCP server will give IP to as per the request, and this agent will provide the IP to these clients. Okay, so according to us, okay, this is the small lab what we are working here. So I told you we need two server. Okay, one is DC1, one is DC2, and each server will have their own clients. Okay, so this is our main DHCP server, and okay, okay, no, this is our relay server, and this is the main DHCP server. Okay, so what we can do here, same as per this lab, there are some prerequisites you have to configure. And see, this lab we are working on VMware, so the settings are different. Okay, so see here, every server you need two LAN card, one LAN card connecting to ISP and one LAN card connecting to your local LAN. Here also one LAN card connecting to ISP and one LAN card connecting to local LAN. So how we are going to set up, see now here what I am saying here, DC1. So DC1, I'm making this DC1 as a main DHCP server. Okay, so this is my DC1. What I'm going to do, I'm coming here. It's a basic configuration. First, this is fresh machine, so I'm starting from beginning. So this is my LAN. As I told you, the main branch will have 10 dot subnet, 10.0 subnet, right? So I'll come here, 192.168.10.10.1. Okay, here I'll say 192.168.10.1 as my DNS server. Okay, come here to firewall, of the firewall. Okay, so DC1 is completed. Now come to DC2. DC2, I told you that they are using in a LAN they are using 192.168.20.0 subnet. 192.168.20.1, 168.20.1. Now come to DC1. In DC1, what you have to do, you have to come to change adapter. So this adapter is my LAN adapter, so I'll rename this as a LAN. Okay, here also DC2, change adapter setting. Here also we'll change this as a LAN adapter. And as I told you that we need two LAN cards here. We need two LAN card. One is for WAN and one is for LAN. Okay, one is for WAN, LAN. So come here, DC1. So on DC1, how you can add, right click, settings, come here to add network adapter, finish. The network adapter is added. Same DC2 also we'll add another adapter. Okay. Now come to DC1. Now see, you have another adapter. Rename this adapter to WAN. And here in WAN, as per this, what IP we are using in WAN, like 12 dot, okay, public IP. So let's come here to DC1. WAN IP I am using 12.1.1.1. To subnet mask I am using this one, and gateway I will use like gateway is my this one. DNS is not required. Gateway is the another router address, another server address. Okay, now come here DC2, same here, WAN address, 12.1.1.2, 255.255.255.252. Gateway is 12.1.1.1. Okay, now you have to create the reachability between DC1 WAN to DC1 WAN. They should communicate, right? So what we have to do, we have to right click on VMware DC1 settings, DC1 to DC2, DC1 to DC2, adapter 2, right? Adapter 2 you have to make as a VMnet 0. WAN. This is the LAN, this is WAN. Okay. So WAN you have to make VMnet 0 here. DC2 come here. Okay, here also you have to make VMnet 0. Okay, after that you have to come to DC1 CMD. You have to write ping 12.1.1.2. You must see that whether you are communicating or not. WAN to WAN means from DC1 WAN to DC2 WAN. They should communicate. If not, that check the firewall or something setting. Firewall is on. Of the firewall. Okay, now come to DC1 and try again. Now you are communicating. So WAN is communicating. Fine. Now on DC1, this one must be a part of VMnet 1. Okay, come here DC2 LAN, the first network adapter, this it must be a part of VMnet 2, not 1. 1 is the for DC1. And now see, this window is the client of this. So you have to see here, this is the setting. Okay, see, this window 1 is the client of server DC1. So I will add to VMnet 1 to LAN. So this is my LAN client. So I'll come here and I will make VMnet 1. Here also I will come, this is my client, so this is my DC2 client, so I'll add to VMnet 2. Okay, now after this you have to work on one more VMware setting. You have to click on edit. You have to go to virtual network editor. In the virtual network editor we are using VMnet 1 and VMnet 2. change setting. Okay, so we have to add network VMnet 2. Okay, we are using VMnet 0, VMnet 1, VMnet 2. So we have to come to VMnet 1 and you have to remove the DHCP. Okay, remove this DHCP from VMnet 1, apply, and you have to come here to VMnet 2. And you have to come to VMnet 2, you have to stop the DHCP. Apply, okay. Why I am removing this one? Because if you will not remove this one, right, so these clients, instead of getting IP from this VM DHCP, right, they will get IP from VMware. Okay, because this is a VMware default setting, so we have to disable it. Okay, now come to DC1. Let's make this as a DHCP server. So I'll come here, add roles and features. Okay, next, next, next. So here we have to install Active Directory domain services. For proper DHCP authentication, we need DNS, and we have to add. Okay, there is no static IP address found. Why? Let's see. Why we are getting error for the DHCP static? Okay, I don't know why we are. We have to verify why we are getting this message. LAN, yes, 10.1, fine. It's okay, no problem. Okay, then click on next, next, and install. So here we are installing Active Directory. If you don't have Active Directory, you can directly install DHCP, no problem. But for proper authentication and authorization, right, and providing the security on DHCP database, you need Active Directory, because we are working on Windows environment. Okay, so you need, for centralized authentication, you need Active Directory.
Then here we are getting two options. So first let me complete this, promote this server as a domain controller. Let me make domain controller first. So I'm making a new forest first, so I'll make this as a ist.com. This is the normal procedure, you know how to install Active Directory. So password, recovery password is 123 at IAST. Okay, next. See, next and install. And after this automatically your system will reboot. Okay, after rebooting we will will start the process of uh, DHCP configuration, DNS configuration, because DNS is also important. See, before configuring, see, actually our lab is DHCP relay agent, but before DHCP relay agent, right, our lab need Active Directory, so we are working on that. After Active Directory we need DNS, so we will work on DNS. Then the third step is our DHCP. Okay, so these are the basic requirements what we have to do every time whenever we need to work on our DHCP relay agent. So these are the required things: Active Directory and DNS. Okay. Okay, close. Already told you that it will automatically restart. Let close also. Okay, automatically it will restart. Just wait for the. Okay, so after restarting, okay, so we have to log in with server. So we are working on DC1. You can see here DC1. Okay, so we have to come here. Okay, so now we have to configure. Go to Clucan to tools, DNS, because after Active Directory you have to configure DNS. Okay, so now come to LAN card, come to LAN. Okay, properties, IPv4. Here, see it has taken this one, so you have to remove it and you have to put your own original DNS 10.1. Firewall, you have to off the domain firewall as well. Okay, now come to DNS, and then in DNS you have to configure, because forward already has been configured. Okay, so we have to configure only reverse lookup zone. 192.168.10, and then pointer DC1 forward lookup zone IIST, and then DC1. Fine. After DNS, see here yellow notification. So you click on this, complete DHCP configuration. Click on this. Here you have to click next. You have to authorize your DHCP server. Yes, click yes to authorize.
Yes, see, is completed. Means now your DSCP is ready to configure. Now come here, click on DSCP. Okay. So we are going to configure IPv4 DSCP. So right click on IPv4, new scope, next. Here we can say IST, not for Dwala users. Dwala users, I want they should get IP address 192.168 from 10 dot from 1 to 192.168.10.50. One I can reserve because I am using for my own server. It's okay. Yes, I want to. Okay, what will be the default gateway? I'll say okay, 10.1 will be the default gateway. Add. Next. 2.1, if you want, you can remove it. It's not important. 12.1 because our original DNS is this one. Next. Wins we are not using. Next. Normal DSCP configuration. Yes, I want to activate this scope now. Refresh this because it's not activated. Have to deactivate and then activate to refresh it sometime if it is not activating. Now it's okay. Now if you'll come to address pool, see I have created 1 to 50, one I have kept reserve. Address list means none of the client has received this one. Okay, let's come to window 1. Okay, window 1 is getting IP address from the default of your VMware, but no problem. Open the CMD. Okay, cd backslash, then type ipconfig / release, and then type renew. If you type renew, see he's getting IP from DSCP, see ist.com. And what IP address he has received? He has received 10.3. Okay, no problem. And if you come on DC1 lease, refresh, see one more client is getting IP address. I don't know who is that client. Okay, better to change the name of the system, so we'll come to know actual desktop FTQ. Okay, so who is FTQ? FTQ is this one. Then who do this computer is that one? You RFA, DRFA, DRF. No, no, no. Maybe somebody else. I don't know. Okay. So our this window 1 is getting IP address C. Okay. So better to let me change the name, so it will be very good. So we should understand who is getting IP and who not. Okay. Now come to this computer also. Let me change the IP. Sorry, name. Okay. Now come to DC1. So DC1 is connected with, see, so if you have configured DSCP here, so your client is getting IP address, but what about your branch client? So you have to come here again to your DSCP server. You have to create one more scope for your branch, new scope. So here you can say Yaoundé. Yaoundé, I want to give IP address which is from 20.1, 20 range. For Yaoundé, I have kept reserve IP address only one, because which the IP which I am using on server. Yes, I want to activate. What will be the default gateway? So default gateway for them is 20.1. DNS, do you want to provide some DNS to them, or you want to use this same DNS? So it depends on you. Okay, if you want to give another DNS, it's okay, or okay, but I am using only centralized DNS and centralized DSCP, so I am giving the same one. I'm giving the same one. Yes, I want to activate, finish. After activating, again you have to refresh this one as well. So if it is not green, so what you have to do, deactivate, yes, and then right click, activate to refresh it. Okay, now how this branch will get the IP address? So you have to come here, address lease, refresh. See, window 1 is getting IP address, but window 2 is not getting IP address. So you have to come here to DC2 now. Now the work of DC2. So DC2, you have to make that DC2, you have to make that server as a relay server. So how you have to make a relay server? So you have to come here, add roles and features. Okay, next, next. So here we are going to install remote access. Okay, next, next, next. Here we will install routing, because you also know that if you have a configuration like this, if you have done CCNA, right, this branch have to communicate to this branch, so without routing they cannot communicate. So we are configuring the routing here. Okay, so we install routing, next, 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 and install. So these clients doesn't have IP address now. Okay, you will see that they will get IP address, the information and all. So this DC1, don't forget, this DC1 is my main server. Okay, and whatever you have branch 1, branch 2, branch, right? Okay, so create a scope as per the branch. Like if you have 5 branches, you have to create 5 scopes. Okay, and after that you have to install remote access service on each and every branch to create those branch server as a relay server.
Okay, so now you have seen that this routing and remote service has been installed. Click close, then come here to tools, open routing and remote access. Now this is a part of DC2. Right click on DC2, configure and enable remote access service. Next, click on custom configuration. Next, now LAN routing. Next, finish. Start the service. Okay, then expand IPv4. Right click on general, go to new routing protocol, and in the new routing protocol you have to select DHCP relay agent. Okay, and then right click on DHCP relay agent. Right click, select this new interface, and here you have to select LAN, your LAN interface, not WAN interface. Okay, then click OK. Okay, and then again right click, go to properties of this interface, and then here you have to add the IP address of your WAN interface, right? Means on which WAN interface you are forwarding. Like see, I am on DC2, right? So from DC2, if I am forwarding my request, so I am forwarding request on which IP address? 12.1.1. My IP WAN IP is 12.1.1.2, but when I am sending the request on 12.1.1.1, so you have to select this one, 12.1.1.1. What is saying that the DHCP relay agent sends message to the server address. So my server DC2 is sending request on this IP address. Click OK, and then refresh it, and then come to window 2, open your CMD. Okay, type ipconfig /release and then renew. Okay, now see, they have received IP address from ist.com, but see the IP what they are receiving. They are receiving 20 from the range of 20, not 10, because they belongs to a different domain, and that domain is 20.2. And if you'll come on DC1, and if you'll come on this 20.2 address lease, see, window 2 is getting IP from here, and here they are getting IP address from. Okay, so this is known as DHCP relay agent. If you have many branch, you can just, what you have to do, you have to add the scope, and on that branch you have to install routing and remote access, and you have to enable this relay agent feature. After that they will receive IP address. Okay, so this is all about your DHCP relay agent, how to configure, what are the purpose and why we need. Okay, so if you have any question, you let me know, because this is very simple. As I explained you that if you have many branch, right, so if your company has a good budget, right, no problem, you can install separate DHCP server in the every branch. But your company will say, no, I have only one DHCP server, and this DHCP server can take care about my branch. So you have to create the pool, all pool, like one pool, two pool for second pool, third pool, and
and here you have to install routing and remote access service, and you have to enable DHCP relay agent, and they will send request here, and these will give IP address to these clients. Very simple. Okay.